Hi everybody, my name is Sensei. I own a martial arts school. I teach karate here in Hobbs, New Mexico. We are going to give you a short tutorial and go over some basic punches, kicks, and stances. So with me I have first degree brown belt Gustavo Diaz, first degree brown belt Ethan Woolsey, first degree brown belt Emma Patterson. So how we begin class is always with a bow, and then how we end class is always with a bow. So we'll do that today. This will be about 10 minutes. You can follow along, practice at home. I'm going to really break down the techniques and the moves for you. So we'll have just a couple of techniques and punches and kicks that you can practice over and over if you want to restart the video. All right, Kyosuke. Ready? Okay, so we're going to start with Kibadachi, which is a horse stance. Okay, so you'll notice that both of the feet are straight. Both sides, both feet are straight. The back is straight. The back is straight. The head is forward. Head is forward. And then, of course, the knees are bent. This really helps to increase the muscles in your legs. This is Mr. Miyagi. He's the dojo dog. Formal introduction. All right, so we're going to do straightforward punches, left arm out. We always start with the left arm out, so you'll notice that they'll automatically put their left arm out or their left leg forward. So the other hand is in resting position, so you have this hand straight. The knuckles are slightly pointed down, or the wrist is slightly pointed down, so you have really exposure of this area right here in your hand. So whenever you punch out, the hand that's in the resting position comes out, which is this hand, and then replaces it with this hand. So one is working while one is resting constantly. We're going to speak in Japanese, and so hopefully after you watch this video, you'll have some Japanese words that you've learned. All right, so repeat after me. Ich.
Ich.
Ni.
Ni.
San.
San.
Shi.
Shi.
Go.
Go.
Ro.
Ro.
Sishi.
Sishi.
Hachi.
Hachi.
Ku.
Ku.
Ju.
Ju.
So Ju is 10 in Japanese, and when you're first starting to get 10 solid, correct front punches down and done correctly is a really good thing. That's a good start. So we're going to start with double punches. So once you can successfully complete your one punch, then you move on to double punches. So the important thing here in terms of targeting is you want to make sure that each of your fists go to the same spot every time. So if you're doing your targeting and you have one over here and one over here, that's not going to help you with your targeting and to be precise whenever you punch. So you want each hand to go to the same spot every time. All right, so let's do kias instead. So on their second punch, they'll kia. Hai!
Kia.
Hai!
Kia.
Hai!
Kia.
Hai!
Kia.
Hai!
Kia.
Hai!
Kia.
Hai!
Kia.
Hai!
Kia.
Okay, good. All right, so those are your double punches. So we'll left foot forward stance. So in a forward stance, and I'm going to really break this down. So a forward stance, your back leg is straight. See how the back leg is straight? Automatically, toes are forward. Toes are forward. So both of your feet, when I say toes are forward, I mean your feet are forward. Your back leg is straight, your front knee is bent. So this is allowing the body to already be in a forward moving motion, okay? So when you front kick, you bring your whole body with your front kick. And so if your leg is bent, you're already in a forward motion or forward moving state, okay? So we're going to actually step forward with our kick. So you're going to do a front kick, step forward. Let's key out with our kick. Hi!
Kia.
So notice, after they do their front kick, it is automatically back into the forward stance. Automatically back into the forward stance. And their hands remain in the same spot each time. They do not ever move their hands out of what's called fighting position. Okay, let's do it again. Hi!
Yeah!
Okay, so just to be more exact about what the feet or what your foot is doing whenever you kick, you pull your toes back, you flex your foot, you make your foot really strong, pull your toes back, and you're going to kick with the ball of your foot, which is this part here, the ball of your foot. Hi!
Yeah!
Back into your forward stance every time. You'll see they land back into their forward stance. Hi!
Yeah!
And what they're doing before extending the leg is coming to what is called position 1. So if you think of it, so this is how I really explain it to beginners. So if you bring your position 1 here, this is where the bottom of your leg is going to go. If you bring your position 1 here, the bottom of your leg is going to follow where your knee is at, so you're going to have a higher kick. So it's really important to come to a really high position 1 before you do your kick. Okay, again. Hi!
Yeah!
Hi!
Yeah!
Hi!
Yeah!
Hi!
Yeah!
Good job. Okay, let's go ahead and line back up.
Yes, ma'am.
So you'll notice that the 3 of them automatically said, yes, ma'am. So that's one of the things that we teach in karate is the response to the instructions or whatever it is that you're being told is always, yes, ma'am, yes, sir. That's just obviously a form of respect, right? All right, so let's talk about a roundhouse kick, okay? So a roundhouse kick comes from a horse stance. So let's face here this direction. So a horse stance, both of your knees are bent. I know we went over that earlier, but it's really important that you get this stance down. A lot of your kicks come from this stance. So your feet are straight, knees bent, back is straight, head is up, and then you're looking towards your target. And so they already automatically know just from training and repetition, we're gonna go this way. So you already see that their heads are facing that way. So your back leg, your roundhouse kick is gonna come from your back leg. So if you're going this way, your back leg's over here. So your roundhouse kick comes up to position 1 and then comes around, right? Position 1 comes around and then you land facing the other way. So every time you kick, if you start facing one way, you need to end facing the other way. So if you can get that motion down, that's the first step in learning how to do a roundhouse kick. All right, so let's do our counting again so we can get some practice with that. So repeat after me. Itch.
Itch!
And then you'll see that they'll land right back into their horse stance. Knee.
Knee!
Son.
Son!
She.
She!
Okay, let's line back up.
Yes, ma'am.
Just trying to adjust this camera. Okay, let's do roundhouses from the other side. So we'll face this way. So they automatically know to get into their horse stance. Knees bent, feet are always straight. Your feet are straight because when you kick, you want your foot to be straight. And so when you first start to learn, these basics, you want to start really good habits. And so if you start with your feet out like this, right, and you do your kicks, then your foot is facing out this way versus facing straight so that you can impact and kick with strength, because the straighter your foot is, the stronger your kick is going to be, because you can flex your foot and you can pull your toes back and kick with the ball of your foot. All right, so let's do a few roundhouse kicks. I'll start over with counting. Itch.
Itch!
Knee.
Knee!
Son.
Son!
One more. She.
She!
Good job. Straighten your lines back up. Go ahead and get back to your position. All right, so I feel like if you've never taken karate classes or any type of martial arts, that's probably enough information for you to take and watch for maybe a week just to get those few movements down. So let's go over just a review. So Kibarachi is a horse stance. Feet straight, knees bent, back straight. So your back is straight. If you're leaning forward, you are creating bad habits. So you keep your back straight, head up, knees bent, feet straight. Okay, Zenkutsu Dachi, which is a forward stance. Left leg forward, just because we always start with the left leg forward. That's how I was taught. That's how I'm going to teach. So your back leg is straight, back leg is straight, back leg is straight, front knee is bent. That's very important. So let me show you something. I'm going to come, I weigh about 153 pounds. So I'm going to come and see how solid he is? Come. So now, Ethan, Mr. Woolsey, will you bring this foot right here? Okay, let me show you something. So I couldn't even put the weight of my leg, much less the weight of my body. So it's really important that you have your back leg straight and in a really strong stance. This teaches your body to have strong kicks if you come from a strong stance. All right, so that's all we have for today. Practice those few techniques. And if the Hobbs Public Library allows us to, maybe we can build on top of those techniques in the future. Kyosuke? Is everybody in that view? Or did we get out?
Emma's left arm is out.
Oh, but pretty much.
Yeah,
All right.
everyone's
Kyosuke?
in though.
Ray? All right, we will see you guys next time. Go ahead and turn it off.
Boop.